And never insult your actors, never demean them in front of anybody. If you have any skirmishes, you do it off the set. The same thing is true about anything. Your sound people shouldn't be yelling at the director, and the director shouldn't be yelling at anybody, and the producer and the director shouldn't be yelling, and you just keep it professional. You take it off the set, you box it out, you knock each other down, you bandage each other up, and you come back in acting like you're still the best of friends. Because motivation and inspiration and loyalty is from the top down, not from the bottom up. So the people at the head are always the people who people look to for how to behave. And if you're behaving like a dick, then they'll behave like dicks. So the actors now have got their sides. They're going to come in. Who shows up on time? That's incredible information to have. And the reason for that is because you're making a movie. Everything is by the clock when you're making a movie, especially if you're making a movie for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the person doesn't show up on time. They go, oh, gee, I'm late, the car, and they give you a whole cute big story. Too bad. You still be nice to them, everything, you still let them read, but I would make a big mental note that the person didn't show up on time. And unless they're the most absolute, overqualified, wonderful person to have, that's a big consideration to have, especially in Wisconsin, especially in low-budget, no-budget, micro-budget filmmaking, because this is not an industry city. This is not where people think, I'm going to go do that movie and this is going to launch my career. This is like, oh, I got this little movie I'm going to do. Nobody will probably see it. Nothing's going to happen. I don't know if my boyfriend's going to let me kiss this guy. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Or my girlfriend won't. I've had that where we cast movies and the guy goes, I can't do this scene. You go, why not? They go, because my girlfriend won't understand. You go, but you're an actor. Well, yeah, but my girlfriend wouldn't understand. But you're an actor. Yeah, well. Now I understand that because even in Hollywood, people have trouble with people kissing each other. But this is a job. Okay, I'm not talking about nudity. I'm just saying, there are scenes. But I was cast in a movie, lead role in a film, feature film here, a number of years ago, and they did the entire schedule around my schedule. I have a manager out in LA, said they've got to do all the recs up front. It's like 8 days, or 10 days, or 16 days, or whatever it is. So they put the whole movie together in like a 3 or 4 week shoot with me all in the front. We were going to start on a Monday and go for the next 2 weeks, I guess is what it was. Maybe 5 days a week, something like that. And on that Monday, when we're ready to shoot, the other lead actor doesn't show up. He calls and says, yeah, I changed my mind. I don't really want to do this. So I had to recast. We ended up making the movie over the span of a year on Thursdays and Saturdays. Because this guy decided he didn't want to do it. He wanted to take a play. And you'll encounter that here. And this is what I'm just going to direct a short. And I decided to not do it this fall because the actors in the play can't get free. He's in Chicago too, but he can't get free. We wanted to put people in water and it's getting too cold. So I said, okay, we'll have to wait until spring. It's not the same as in Los Angeles, and it's not the same as in Chicago or New Orleans, where they've built a film industry in the past 10 years, where people go, this is what I'm doing, because they know there's work. We don't have work here. We have filmmakers who are struggling to get their movies made, and everybody has day jobs. So the key is are the people that you're hiring, even if you're hiring them for copy, credit, and a meal, are they reliable? Are they going to be there on time? It's a huge question for you. Now, granted, things will come up. Deaths occur, accidents do occur, things happen, and but when you're casting, if the person isn't on time, that should alarm you to some extent. Same thing with you're hiring your crew. Yeah, because they got to be there before everybody else. And if you're producing, you're there before all of them. You're the first one there and the last one to go. So, it's a lot of a producer. Okay, now, you set up your casting session. You've got yourself, probably. If you're the only casting director, you might have the director there. You might have, let's say you cast somebody, by the way, if you cast name talent out of LA, and they were doing a movie, they might have a say. They might want to say, well, I want to see who's going to be in the movie. And I get to say no to anybody that I don't like. So if you're thinking of putting your girlfriend in it and they don't like him, then they say no. Because anybody can write anything into a contract. And the bigger the name is, the more likely they're going to have what saves and different things. But at any rate, so you set up your casting session, you set up your camera, you put your camera right here, you put the actor over there, you give them a mark, and you tell them they're going to slate it. And slating, and this is where listening to my show comes in really well, slating means you say your name, you say your agent, or the part that you're going to read for, and then you read your lines to an off-camera person next to the camera. It'll always be somebody next to the camera, and it usually shouldn't be you if you're the casting director. You should have somebody else do the line reading, another actor. And if you're really smart, you have an actor who can actually act with them, as opposed to someone sitting there going, I don't know, Sally's missing, we don't know what to do about it. Oh my God, they last saw her on the ice out in the lake, but now there's only a big hole where she was. Right? Because you want to be able to give them something so that they can respond back. But their job is to slate, you know. Now, slating, the reason I say listen to my show, because everybody have a different concept about slating, and everybody have a different concept about reading. Different casting directors have different preferences. So if you're an actor, some will say, slate as the character. So you're like, hi, I'm Billy, and I'm, you know, my agent. And others will say, no, slate as yourself, and then become the character. So if you walk into the latter as Billy, they're going to go, who is this strange person? You know. Or if you walk in vice versa, they're going to go. So you always want to know, if you're an actor or a filmmaker or whatever, who you're dealing with and what they like. So not only being, see, the problem with filmmaking today, and I'm just talking off the top of my head, is that too many people are islands. You know, they're too busy doing their project and they're not paying attention to the rest of the world or other people. Your job is to network. Your job is to make connections here in school, because once you get out of school, those are the people you're going to turn to work with, because that's what everybody who is anybody ever does. They work with their colleagues that they've grown up with in school and elsewhere. But also to know what people like, what their preferences are, before you stumble into them. You know, if you know in advance what somebody requires of you, then you come in and you deliver that, they go, wow, somebody who knows what I want. As opposed to, they were like halfway there. So this is where, as an actor, as a casting director, as a producer, as a director, knowing, you know, the people you're working with, knowing what they want, knowing what they like, knowing what they expect, and adding value to them and contributing to them and matching their expectations is an important thing to do. So you got your camera, you got the actor, you got the person who's reading, and you sit here with whoever else. If you listen to professional Hollywood people talk about casting, they'll say, don't shake our hands. We're all germaphobes. We don't want you to shake our hands. So if the actor comes in and shakes their hand, you're like, I don't know if that's a big deal here or not. I don't say that so you can do that to an actor if they come in and want to shake your hands, you know, because it's, you know, that's what we do. We greet people. But in a professional casting session, you wouldn't do it. Now, if it's television, you might be sitting there with producers and directors and all sorts of things. I've been in where I've been sitting with all these high-powered people and, you know, big people from the networks, and they, you know, and as an actor, they go, hi, this is so-and-so, 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 and you're going, oh my God, I don't have any clue who any of these people are anymore. I don't know, you know, you got to have the presence of mind, and your actor should have the presence of mind to stay, you know, like, hi, we're talking, you know, and not get glossed over with, oh my God. And that's what you're going to watch for, because everybody can be a little bit nervous usually in a casting session. Some people are really good at the casting process. They're really great at cold reading. Other people aren't. Some people suck as a cold reader. They couldn't read their way out of a paper bag, but they can deliver on the set. And the cold reader might be really great cold reading and not be able to deliver on the set. So there's things that you need to kind of do in order to kind of find that out, and you're never going to really know until you actually start shooting.